Hey there, my name is Nani. Before you get out your pitchforks because I'm not praising your favourite Persona game, let me just preface this video with this. I'm a huge fan of the Persona series, particularly 3 onwards. In fact, the only game I don't really like is the first one, but that's just my personal preference. So why do I believe Persona 4 is the best? It's true each game has something to offer. Persona 2 is a unique experience spanning across 2 games. Persona 3 gave us the formula we identify with the series today. And then there is Persona 5, which is likely the first game many experienced. Up until Persona 5 blew up, the Persona series was only widely recognised in Japan. But not only did it bring new fans, it brought much more accessible gameplay and an unparalleled sense of style that the other games couldn't hope to compete with, except perhaps with soundtracks. So with all that being said, what could Persona 4 possibly bring to the table compared to all that? Well, let's start by breaking down what the Persona series is really about. If you're not familiar, it's part JRPG and part social simulator. Making friends isn't just a side activity, it's an important game mechanic that makes you stronger and deepens your connection with the characters in the world. It isn't just a tacked on part of the game. Indeed, the very title Persona is a psychological term about identity. A persona is basically the aspects of your personality you show to certain people. For example, you may be more cocky and rude among your friends, but you're much more polite and respectful around your parents. Many different personas make up each of us, and they're a widely accepted phenomenon in the world of psychology. So what does this have to do with Five Nights at Freddy's? Just kidding, I really enjoy that meme. The reason the term persona is important is in relation to the games. Personas in the game have a different arcana that represent different stages or states of people's lives. Our own protagonist is the Fool Arcana, which is the most important by far. A fool is at the start of their journey, and has the potential to move on to any other arcana. It's for this reason that only fools can wield multiple personas in the game. You can think of each persona as something that grows alongside your relationships. Your chariot persona is empowered by Chie, for example, since that is her arcana. Not only is this true in the gameplay sense, but also in the story as well. In every game from 3 onwards, there is a moment where the protagonist must use their bonds to overcome impossible odds. I won't spoil it for those who haven't played, but the important thing here is that bonds are the key to the protagonist's success. This makes the characters by far the most important part of the Persona formula. Without a solid, well-written cast, these bonds feel cheap and lose weight. I do like all the casts, but I've always felt that the Persona 4 cast was the best, and I figured out why. In each game, you can use social links to learn more intimately about your team, allowing you to bond with them and understand their motivations. These social links are fantastic, but they do offer one small flaw. Technically, you don't have to complete a single social link outside of mandatory story ones if you don't want to. But even if you do the social links, if you're fairly inexperienced, you may not be able to complete some of the later team members before the story ends, as you are expected to plan your days carefully and have limited time. This on its own is not a huge deal. The story is typically long and filled with character moments, but Persona 4 has a unique strength that hasn't been utilised by other games much since. Each game has a theme, whether it's rebelling against injustice or overcoming loss. Persona 4's theme is simply about finding the real truth, no matter how painful. But not only do you find the truth behind the mysterious murders, each character has to face their own truth as well. These moments bring the character's flaws into centre stage. Sure, we may like the character with no flaws, but we empathise way more when they do have them. We understand that it's hard to face yourself, and the embarrassment they must feel to be exposed in front of others. We've all been there. None of us are perfect, and I'm sure everyone watching has at least one memory of an embarrassing mistake they made. Maybe you've strived to become a better person since. It's worth mentioning that in Persona 5, the characters do each get a bit of limelight in a similar, yet wholly different way. Instead of their flaws, it's the injustice they've faced that is used to help us empathise with them. But it simply wasn't as strong in my opinion. It's hard to feel any closer to someone than when you've seen their worst aspects. Watching them grow and overcome it makes you want to root for them. You see, as I'm sure you've surmised, the greatest strength for Persona 4 is the friendships. It's the most character driven the series has ever been. If you love character driven story like me, then it is likely that Persona 4 is or will become your favourite as well. But beyond simple opinion, the objective truth is that character is the most important part of the series. The bonds between characters is literally the driving force of every investigation team, Phantom Thieves or Seas member. But despite the fact that the Persona 4 cast's flaws are on full display, they're kind of the perfect friend group. Maybe it's because they've already accepted each other's flaws, but they radiate confidence and seem so comfortable and happy together. It's the perfect school life we all dreamed of having once upon a time, and we want it to last as long as possible. Because of this, the game doesn't need an impending sense of doom or to build anger towards an injustice. It simply needs to threaten to take that perfect life away, and it will get the emotional response it needed. Spoilers ahead, so watch on with caution. When you first arrived at the town, it wasn't your uncle or your friends that you bonded with first. It was Nanako. Little by little, day by day, you grew closer. You became a big brother she looked up to, and she was always home to greet you with a smile. But then the unthinkable happens. Nanako is kidnapped. The sense of determination as you plow through the Heaven Dungeon while a melancholy song plays in the background. It's hard to imagine being more motivated by a game. No matter what, you want to protect that perfect life and Nanako's innocence. So you fight Naratame, the guy responsible, and you save her. And then everything goes back to normal, right?
Doctor. Big Bro. I'm scared. Big Bro. Dad and Annie.
Around 3/4 into the game, a huge tragedy strikes out of nowhere. Demanding answers, you march up to Namatame and interrogate him, along with your friends. But he is completely nonsensical, and this is where the game gives you a choice I never would have expected. Should you kill Namatame? After all, the police won't have any evidence on him. It's a supernatural crime. It's not that unlikely that he could walk away and continue the cycle. But you have the chance to stop him now, right? He already got Nanako killed. Does he really deserve to live? Of course, if you kill him, you will only doom yourself to a bad ending. Now more than ever, the game questions your willingness to chase the truth. Namatame being the killer is just another convenient lie that lets you get your quick justice. If you manage to avoid the temptation of literally murdering a guy, you will quickly find that things are not so black and white. You return to the path of truth and continue to have a chance to find it. It's by doing the right thing that Nanako is given a second chance. Persona 4 teaches you that doing the right thing and protecting the things important to you can sometimes be the same thing. Don't choose the obvious easy path. Don't follow an easy truth. No matter how hard it is, no matter how tired you get, you have to stay committed. There is no point in looking for the truth if you aren't willing to do what it takes to find it. Sometimes it is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's hard to accept, but if you can overcome that, like these characters did, you'll be a better person for it. What awaits you at the end is not a perfect ending. It's bittersweet. The hard truth is, one day you will have to say goodbye, but the memories you made will mean far more if you grow as a person. Maybe one day you will see them again, and make them proud to have been your friend. So that's Persona 4. You may have noticed the gameplay is actually Persona 4 Golden. Yes, I know, it has Marie. Come on guys, she's not that bad. The game adds far more good, like beach and skiing trips, as well as arguably one of the best features that is often overlooked. I'm talking about customizable difficulty. You can reduce the grindiness without making the game too easy, which I think is fantastic. If you're looking to get into the Persona series for the first time, I highly recommend you play Persona 4 Golden, even if you did watch the spoilers in this video. There are many more twists and plot points I deliberately didn't spoil, and tons of great content that will keep you going for tens of hours. Golden came out on Steam not so long ago, and it isn't too difficult to run. It has high definition character portraits and high resolution support too, so you can enjoy a definitive experience. So anyway, I've been your host Nani. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed the video, please give that like button a gentle pat on the head for me. Also, subscribe if you want more. I will be continuing to make plenty more videos about some of the fantastic games out there, so stay tuned. Special thanks to Crash Star Gaming and Spheric Alpha for the gameplay used in this video. And as always, if you enjoyed this, you could also check out my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/buffulau. Link is in the description below. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!
Hmm.